and welcome back to the channel. Please remember to smash the thumbs up like button and also subscribe so that way you'll be notified when the new videos come out. Alright, welcome back. In this video we're going to be installing some bulletproof design radiator, I guess we'll call them braces or guards. I was doing some research online and found out that these were one of the most sturdy ones out there. So they start their life as a solid billet piece of aluminum, and then they are milled, and they are heavy duty, man. These things are solid. So the stock ones are plastic, which are the louvers. I was taking a look at them, and they're pretty solid too. I mean, they're thick. They have a thick plastic rib here. I mean, they're pretty stout and sturdy themselves. Just wanted to upgrade it with something a little bit more sturdy so that way if I have any sort of side impact on the radiators, it doesn't crush or fold them back, or if something hits them to the front or back, it doesn't bend them. So in order to install these, you can install them with the gas tank and the shrouds still on the bike. You just remove this screw here and this one here. That's a 10 millimeter, and then also right here, there's a 10 millimeter here and here. You would remove that, the black plastic louver set would come out, and then you would just slide in the new aluminum ones in there and bolt them up. The radiator braces do come with a new set of bolts for the inside here because they're a little bit longer because of the thickness of the aluminum. So that's the only thing there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the side shroud plastic here, and that just requires me taking the seat off, which is a single 8 millimeter bolt here. You just pull that out, the seat comes off, and then there's two 6 millimeter screws in the tank up here that hold the plastics on. So there's one right here that's a 6 millimeter, and then there's a 6 millimeter screw right about here underneath the seat that you'll take that out. And then this piece of plastic, there's like a bolt in the tank that the plastic hooks underneath it. So don't try to pull it straight out. You have to slide it forward. So once you undo this guy here, this 6 millimeter, this 6 millimeter, you take out these two 10 millimeter screws, and then once you have all those 4 screws removed, you just basically pull it forward and it'll slide right off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seat off next, take the screws out and remove the shroud, and then we'll come back and keep moving forward. Alright, we're back. So I went ahead and removed the seat, which uses a single bolt that goes through here. You pull that bolt out, the seat slides off, it just hooks right here on this guy. And then you take the side panel off. Like I said, there's a 6 millimeter screw here, here, and this is that bolt I was talking about with the shroud. So it hooks over this, so don't pull it because you'll pull the plastic, it slides, it's hooked around this one, you just pull it forward and it'll slide right off. I'll show you what it looks like here. Here's the back side of the plastic. See how it has that keyway there that it slides on. So just be careful when you're taking off that radiator plastic, shroud plastic, that you just don't pull it straight. You pull through the plastic. This is the stock louvers that are off of it. I'm pretty impressed with how rigid and strong this plastic is. I mean, I would thought it'd be, on my other bikes are a lot flimsier, but this one seems to be pretty stout. But it is still plastic. It does have some flex. But at any rate, it's still gonna, put these aluminum braces on just for that added protection. But these are really strong for being plastic. One thing to keep note when you're installing these is on the brackets themselves, there's 2 indication tabs on the radiator. So there's an ear right here, and then there's an ear right up here. So you gotta make sure when you put the braces on that they fit in these keyways, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So when you put the brace on, you kind of slide it up here, and it's gonna ride in that keyway. See right here, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's that ear that's right there, and then that cutout fits in there. And there's the same thing down here, and you just gotta kind of get it in there. You gotta make sure that those are seated. You can see it has a little bit of play in there. You gotta make sure that the top is seated as well as the bottom, and then you can tell if the bolt hole lines up. So if you're not in that keyway, it might be a little low like this, and as you can tell, you can kind of see there it doesn't line up. But if you slide it up, it'll line up. So you need to make sure that the brace is locked into these tabs, because that's what helps give it the outside support and kind of connects it all together. And one cool thing too about these is that down around the bottom, there's actually a piece of metal coming off the brace that protects the bottom of the radiator here, kind of in this vulnerable area. So overall, so far, I mean, they look awesome and they're insanely rigid. So I'm gonna bolt these up. The kit, like I said, does come with 2 new bolts and washers due to the fact that this is a little bit thicker. So we're gonna install those and then we'll be back. All right, so I got these bolted up here. Like I said, just 1 bolt here, 1 bolt here. They're 10 millimeters. I don't know the torque spec on these. I just basically made them the same tightness as basically what they came off with. But just by putting this bolt in and this bolt in, and with the brace and gripping the kind of the ears of the radiator here as well as down here, I mean, it's insane how rigid and solid these things are. I mean, it's almost like it's one with the bike frame. So that's what it looks like installed. So next, I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of go in the opposite direction. I'm gonna reinstall the shroud plastic back on, put the seat on, and that's it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. These are pretty easy. The fit and finish on these are awesome. I mean, these things are top shelf. I mean, they're amazing. Also has these extra holes tapped in here. They sell a kit if you want. It's a little bit extra. I want to say less than 10 bucks. It's basically just it's 4 bolts total, 2 bolts, and it attaches to the shroud. Where you wouldn't bolt your shroud to here, you use like large O-rings, like rubber bands, and that helps give the shroud plastic ability to, if it got caught in a tree branch or something like that, it would, instead of ripping the plastic through these tabs and damaging the shroud plastic, it would actually allow it to kind of flex. I didn't get that. I've never had that issue in the past, but maybe somebody, that might be something that they're interested in, but that is also an option that's available. I'm just gonna bolt mine, the plastics, the shroud will bolt right back on here, same as a stock location, and it'll just be rigidly bolted. And then, you know, of course, this thing will be holding it in those 2 small 6 millimeter screws. So I'll go ahead and install that, and then we'll be back. All right, we're back. So I got them finally installed on both sides. So I got the one right here. So on this side, I actually put this one on without removing the shroud plastic or anything like that. I just basically undid these bolts here. I just undid this bolt, that bolt, kind of pushed this out to the side, pulled the plastic out, slid this metal one in there, made sure those tabs lined up on here, put the new bolts in here and here, swung the plastic back around that, and then put the 2 bolts back in there, and surprisingly it went very quickly. I didn't have any issues. So you can install these without taking off the seat or the the tank or the plastics here. You can just finesse it in there. Overall, I mean, I am happy with the way they fit, how sturdy they are and strong they are. It looks like they offer fantastic protection. And 2, I also, like we showed earlier, down here, I mean, this extra piece that protects the bottom of the radiator right here where it's kind of exposed in this area is awesome. So that's the installation of that. So if you guys have any questions, drop some comments.